89.3 2GLF.
You are now listening to Three Quirks and a Twerk at 89.3 FM.
This is my station.
Action.
It's just insane and I love it.
Entertainment.
Hey guys, it's Selena Gomez.
Hey, this is Ed Sheeran.
Hey guys, it's Taylor Swift.
Entrepreneurs.
You need to learn this business, and this is the time to do it.
And empowerment.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get in the game.
It's Friday.
I can't believe that it's Freaky Friday.
YB Moody, shake that booty and tune in to the voice of the continent.
And I've got Brian Lim, a serial entrepreneur, joining us today. How are you, Brian?
I'm very good, David. How are you doing?
I am good.
Welcome.
I'm good. Look at his voice, mate. Like, well, such a radio voice, isn't it?
voice.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Very
are too
radio.
kind.
2GB kind of a vibe, I feel, with Brian. So, Brian, tell us about yourself. Where you're from? Like, you know, you're involved in science, entrepreneur. So I guess a man of many talents. Shall we say that?
Mate, you're overselling me at this point, right?
He's a crazy rocket scientist.
I reckon. Crazy Einstein, I say.
Yeah, look, came to Australia 20 years ago from Singapore. Came here to study, got stuck in the harbour. I tell everybody I grew cement boots and I got stuck here.
Yeah.
But I loved it here, stayed here, then decided to start my own business.
Great.
And everybody was like, what kind of business you want to do? And everything I tried didn't work.
Yeah.
And so one day I remember having beers with friends and it was like, what do you want to do, Brian? And I was half drunk and I just want to build spaceships.
Spaceship.
That's a very big dream.
Like Elon Musk kind of vibe.
Yes.
Exactly,
Jeez.
yeah.
Yes.
So of course everybody laughed it off, you know.
Yeah.
But then I actually went and did it. So
Amazing.
Since 24, I went to Silicon Valley. I had a company over there for 4 years.
Wow.
Came back, started another space company here. I've sent 2 missions to space already.
Wow.
And then I'm like, okay, what else can I do?
Yeah,
And so then I'm now spending my time figuring out how to get government funding for everybody and building cool shit in renewable energy.
Yeah.
Which is a really great field to be in, renewable energy.
Well,
right?
that's a big topic at the moment. No, that's a big topic at the moment. So that's called the PollenOne project,
No.
right?
No.
Oh, no, that's not the one.
Oh, no, you're
Okay.
already jumping to the other
Oh, my
business
God, yes.
already.
Mate, he's got too many
Yeah, too many
projects.
business.
Too many projects. Too many
Spoilers, mate,
business.
spoilers.
Six. All right. So you're 20 years in science, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
20 years in science. What can we learn from that? So what would be the takeaway that you could actually share with our listeners today with your science background?
We know nothing of the world.
It's so true, though, isn't it?
Actually, no, we know a lot of how things work.
Yeah.
But the more you know, the more you know you don't know.
True.
Because the world's so big.
Exactly.
Correct.
So, I've gone in with eyes wide open. I will eat and spit out textbooks, and I still feel like I know nothing about whatever's going on.
Wow.
That's the depth of that topic, right?
That's scary to think like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, a wise man once said, and I copied the phrase, is, I do not know how smart I am. I only know the depths of my own ignorance.
That's so true.
So deep, though. So deep.
Where did this... So let's go back to the rocket part.
Yeah,
You're
all right.
going to build rocket. Where did this interest come from?
You know, every kid, 6-year-old, it falls into two categories. It's either spaceships or dinosaurs.
Right.
And for me, very basically, it is spaceships. And I'm like, you're growing up, it's like, you're never going to be an astronaut. You can't be a rocket scientist.
Yeah.
It's hard, a few people. And honestly, in Australia, where's the space industry back in the day, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
So growing up, no chance. But then I said, you know what? You live life once. You got to give it a go.
Yeah.
Live life once. That's true.
You know? So I just basically went to the library of Amazon textbooks, bought everything I could, read everything I could.
Wow.
And figured it out. A lot in the early days, people were like, why can't bother? But I still did it.
Yeah.
And then I went to the US. I actually managed to raise money for my space company.
Wow.
And so, say what you want. I raised money, and I was off to the races. And I came back and I launched another space company. So now you can't say I don't have anything.
Yeah.
In fact, one of my space missions was launched on the University of Sydney's Waratah Seed mission. So it's like a rideshare mission where they had 9 companies put their payloads on to go to space.
Yeah.
And there was a panel where we were talking to other people about it. And I realized that there were 6 people on the panel.
Right.
I was the only person on the panel who didn't have a PhD.
Wow.
And that included the host for the panel. He had a degree in rocket science, actually. I was the only one that did not have a PhD.
And how did you feel about that?
Honestly, it felt really affirming because it's like I went in with no science background whatsoever. And now I'm sitting here like everyone around me has a PhD and I've done just the same as them.
Amazing.
Wow.
So it's not. So at the end of the day, right? It's not always about the PhD. It's always about your determination and the willpower.
Well, that's true. You know, look, I also got permanent head damage in that process anyway. So if you're one of the listeners on the radio, my haircut is accordingly into that department as well.
Yeah.
Not true.
So you're right. It's not about the title. It's
Yeah.
about whether you want to do the work and how much you care about it.
Yeah. So what project are you working that you can share with us today? I mean, moving forward.
Yeah, because I want to hear about the deep sea ocean.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I got 2 companies that I'm working on.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for punishment.
Yes.
So the first one you mentioned earlier was PollenOne.
Right.
So in my journeys, I built my company on the back on government funding and a lot
Yes.
of helping solve big problems. So what I did to raise money back in the day was I would go to a venture capitalist and go, here's my pitch, say this is my business case. And this is what everyone does. What I would do differently is that at the end of it, I would turn around and go, here's a stack of 100 tenders.
Yep.
There's a widget that they will buy for $1 million. I can build it for 200 and I can sell it for 500. And I have 5 people out of this 100 tender who's already willing to buy, and the rest of them renew in the next 3 years. They all pay attention very quickly.
Yeah.
Because you have clarified customers, you
Yeah.
have written requirements from the customer,
That's right.
and you have communications with them already. So that was the kind of logic I used to build the company.
Okay. That was pretty smart.
But it's really hard to do for most people. So what I realized is I know a lot about where to find funding internationally.
Yeah.
And so the idea was, let me take all these funds, put it into a website. So www.pollenone.com. It's a free search engine you search. And right now we have about last year we indexed about 55 billion Australian dollars in government grants.
That's right.
And we're going to put more in. We think we'll hit about $2.5 trillion of annual spend globally in terms of what we're trying to collect in terms of data.
Okay.
And this will allow businesses and organizations to actually look at potential government support, government contracts, both locally and internationally, to help grow their business.
Okay. So it's like a tender process, is that right? So
We're trying to simplify the tender process.
okay, because it can be a very challenging tender process.
Yeah. So you can find an opportunity, and then we will help you find people to help you apply to win those opportunities. That makes it easier for you to go into them.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help a lot of people build their business.
Okay.
And if you have the right information, everybody pays attention.
The other issue is a lot of business owners don't have the time to write.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or fine, that's the problem, fine. And there's so many websites out there
Yeah.
that the information is just so scattered. And what you're trying to do is actually take all of that into the one platform for that business owner to just go do a search. And which is... That's
Absolutely.
You're addressing a problem, a challenge for a lot of business owners out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was talking to a venture capitalist fund because I'm looking to raise money. And the person said, we've been screaming out for something like this for 10, 15 years, and no one has ever delivered.
Yeah.
And they looked at what I have and it's like, you actually pulled it off.
Right.
So they're like, we're paying attention because you actually did the hard work of making it work.
Yeah.
Because the process of actually looking for tender is a very lengthy process, right? There's so many
Absolutely.
outdoor. But also the second challenge there, right, is actually writing
Yeah.
the tender.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that skill.
That's right. And that's why he's bringing writers on
Yeah.
board.
Yes.
Yes, but the aim is to make sure these writers understand your business,
Yeah.
and be able to articulate your
Yeah.
business into an application and making sure that the other person on the other side who receives the application
understand.
really understands, this company needs to be,
Because
funded.
there's competition.
Absolutely.
Because there's competition. There might be one grant, but then there might be like 20, 30 companies applying for that. So I guess what makes you guys stand out from the rest of the competitors?
Well, the first thing is we actually make the search free. So if you go to outside the government websites, anyone else who's tried to index this, you got to pay a subscription to access it.
Okay.
We don't want that. Well, it's all free. You can search whenever you want for whatever you want that we have on our database.
Yeah.
What we would like you to do is if you need support, we're building a community of individuals who can support people in building their business. So the most obvious one is the grant writer. But what if your project requires a security clearance or cybersecurity? You need partners.
That's right.
We're building the platform so you can collaborate to go chase bigger opportunities. Your business might only be able to chase, say, $100,000 opportunity. But as a team of companies, you could potentially chase $1 million opportunity or even bigger. But you wouldn't if you didn't find those partnerships.
Yeah.
And I think we want to help as companies apply for those bigger opportunities. And in that process, we'll take our cut of helping you apply for them.
Yeah, some percentage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Yes.
Well, at the end of the day, it's your business
It's
too.
your business,
You
yeah.
need
Exactly.
It's monetary fund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever you win is yours to keep. We're not interested in that.
Yeah.
We'll help you get there.
Yeah. Because at the back of your mind, the aim is for them to win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So is there an area you specialise in, or is it pretty genetic? It could be any health, science, construction, it could be in any area.
We're trying to index everything.
Okay.
And in my research around, I found everything. I found anything from wanting to build a playground in the local community, all the way literally to sending stuff into space.
Oh, wow.
And I've sent stuff into space, so I've seen them, and all the other crazy science things. Like I've read reports about how to build research in nuclear reactors, new kinds of spaceships, quantum computers. It's the entire spectrum I've seen. So it's a lot of work to index everything.
Yeah.
But where we're focusing, I won't say more like vertical, but it's more like we want the small businesses. The big end of town has the resourcing.
Yeah, that's right.
But, if you're a 1, 10, 20, 30 people company, you don't have that. We want to help you girls chase those opportunities that you see fit and those you didn't think about.
Yeah.
If you are someone who's, say, doing IT, building computers, you go, I'm very good at building, say, computers for schools. But you don't realize that that same skill set might be really good for, say, IT to do computers for, say, clinics, pharmaceutical companies, because you just never looked at it.
That's right.
So how do we do that overlap to help you find new opportunities? That's something we're really working on right now.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, let's talk about deep sea ocean, right?
Let's have a break. Let's have a break. Let's have a break. Let's get some music on.
Oh my God,
And then we'll
it's in my
come back.
feet.
And then we'll talk about deep sea because that's interesting
Okay.
as well. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, you're tuning in with 3 Quirks to 89.3 FM. We've got Brian Lim in the house with us today.
Ooh,
How you feeling
serial
so far, Mr. Serious Entrepreneur? I mean, you've done everything out there in the sun, mate.
I don't know if I've done everything out there in the sun. I haven't got skin cancer yet.
Thank God for that. That's
God,
something
yes.
you don't want.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been to the moon.
You've been to the moon about, right?
Just my ego.
Yeah.
I like the concept of the grants and the funding thing because
And
tendering because there's a lot of business out there that would definitely utilize your service.
Yeah.
And I know that over the years I have dealt with a lot of people in that process as well, and we know that it's very confusing when it comes down to dealing with business, right? And then governments and business, sometimes they don't speak the same language. It's like one speaking bloody German, the other one speaking Vietnamese. So how can you share to our listeners out there what would be the best way for them to prepare themselves for tender or other grants and all that as well?
Let's first start with talking about how the government sees this.
Yes.
So you as a business owner, you want to grow your business, you're looking for opportunity.
Yes.
For the government, this is about growing the economy, creating jobs from a grant perspective, and tender is a commercial service that the government needs to deliver on something.
Okay.
So in that difference, the government doesn't actually care so much about what you're doing, but whether they care about whether you're creating jobs, you're growing a new opportunity, you're de-risking an industry as a whole. So what they actually say internally is that they really care about partnerships because the science shows that the more partners you have, the more likely you are to succeed.
Okay.
In your business, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, in your business. So one of the things they look for is who's your partners, who believes in you. So if you are brand new, like you're just out of university, you have no credit whatsoever, how do I know whether you are worth putting money in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the first way they look at it, like anyone else, is who's around you.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why you want the collaborators. If you have a professor in the university saying this, nuclear fusion,
Yeah.
everybody will go like, why is the professor saying that? Let me have a look.
Okay.
Right? So the partners around you borrow their reputation.
Yep.
And they also tell the government departments whether you are capable or not.
Yeah.
Because if they trust the expert, then they go, if I trust the expert, do I trust this individual or this other company? So partnerships are very important. So if you go for smaller programs, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, you can go solo. They don't mind generally. But when you go past 100, 150,000, they always are looking to see who you partner with. So if you're doing something really deep in the science, get a university to partner with you. If you're doing something really commercial, then who are the good commercial partners with a reputation in the field? That's what you're looking for. You partner with them and say, all right, this is the project. There are 10 things that need to be done. Let's say that you and one other partner, I take 5, you take 5, and jointly we bid together. And then the government will look at that and go, okay, you got a good team. I believe in you. Then now the rest of the stuff comes. Is it cost effective? Are you actually going to grow the industry? So like the government is doing a lot in energy right now, housing. So if you can say, I can do really good housing, I can do really good in energy, then they'll pay attention. Correct. And then after all of that, then they go, do you meet all the tick boxes, all the things we say in the paperwork?
Criteria.
All the criteria. And you really want to be a little bit like a lawyer on it and go through it really detailed, because I've seen people go, you forgot this one thing, we reject you. And that's fair. So as an example, there was a particular grant during the pandemic. It was giving out $250,000 at 1-to-1 matching. That means if you had a $500,000 project, the government would give you $250,000 to help you with the project.
That's pretty good.
They was going to give it out to 50 companies for that year. There were approximately 14,000 applicants.
Wow.
So if you want to win that particular program, you got to have everything lined up. Because it's really, they are going to sit down and go, I have 14,000 applicants. How do I manage this? That means if you forget to put the full stop at the end of the last sentence, I just got to get rid of you. Because it's just that much work.
So many competition as well. 14,000 people applying for one.
Exactly.
Isn't it one?
50 slots.
50 slots, okay.
So certainly every program has different numbers. But this is an extreme case.
As an example.
Exactly, it is. So you need to really have it all lined up. And it can be very stressful for your first few times you're doing it. That's why partly the partners will help you walk through it and support you, especially those who have done it before. That's really where you want to go. Right? It gets you going, and the government then looks at you and go, all right, now I understand. I get it.
So would you then need to have a working agreement with your partners? Because this is getting a bit more complicated now. So let's say you bring 2-3 other partners involved into this particular tender process. Therefore, you would need some sort of a working agreement with these 3-4 partners as well.
So the work that you can think of it in two ways. So the first layer of working agreement you could do is the actual document says these are the companies organizing, and everybody signs off on it. So the government sees that you are building a partnership. And then if you get the contract, you form the partnership legally, so to speak. Some people reverse it and do a joint venture up front, and that new legal entity that's half owned that's owned equally by all the partners is the one applying for the opportunity. Right? Both occur. But as you say, you need to prove it up in some form. Correct.
Because I've seen in the past a lot of them, they couldn't get the work agreement together, and then they got to give back the money as well.
Exactly.
So that's a challenge.
You want to avoid that.
Correct. That's right. So what's the website there again, Brian?
It's www.pollenone.com, PollenOne.com.
PollenOne.
It's online, like you said, it's free to go online, do a web search, and you're building that community to help others.
Absolutely. So
that's good.
For all you folks, please go online, sign up to the mailing list. We'll let you update you as we do all the great things that we're doing, and we'll make sure you get the best support we can humanly give.
Okay. Now let's talk about your other project you're working on.
Deep sea
energy. Tell us a bit about that.
All right. So as a space person, we were working very hard on figuring out how to make stuff work in space. And one of the big challenges of building anything in space is getting rid of the heat, right? Because we're in the vacuum of space. And so we said, if I can't get rid of the heat, I need to do something with it. And so we realized that there was a way you could convert the heat from the electronics back into electricity. And we're like, great, this is a great idea. It's really useful. Where can we do this on Earth? And it turns out that there's a field of study called ocean thermal energy conversion, where you take the heat from the ocean and you convert it back to electricity.
Wow.
So we went looking in that area and we realized what a massive opportunity there is. So the way it works is very similar to how, say, coal, natural gas, or oil power plants work.
Yeah.
You take a fuel, you burn it, and in the case of, say, a coal plant, you boil water to like 600 degrees C.
Yeah.
So you get this superheated steam to spin a giant turbine, right?
Wow.
And these turbines will be like bigger than a bus, right? To generate power.
So where would this turbine? Would that be in the ocean, or do you need to bring the water in? I'm trying to visualize this.
We'll bring it in.
Okay.
But let me explain. So the coal plant, you generate electricity that way. What we realized, we can modify that to do it at 25 degrees C. And so what we now do is we have a facility we put on land, we pump warm surface seawater from the ocean, which is higher than 25 degrees C, to boil our fluid to spin the turbine.
Okay.
And then we use cold seawater from the ocean's depth to cool it down. And then we can use that to run power 24/7.
Yes.
We're using the ocean like a giant battery.
Wow.
So how would you, or what kind of devices would you need to have to actually go deep into the ocean to get that hot water and siphon and bring it back into land for the turbine?
We're going to just put giant pipes.
Giant pipes.
That's basically it. We'll take giant pipes and we'll dump it into the ocean.
Yeah.
So we'll run one that will sit like between 10 to 30 meters deep in this ocean. We suck the water out for the warm water, and we get another one that goes a kilometer deep. So it's like a giant straw, goes all the way down to the bottom of the cup.
Wow.
And then we just suck a
Goes
lot.
right back up. Yep.
Yep.
That's a big project.
It is a big project. But we realize it works, and that's why we're pursuing it. So we actually announced previously that we have a partnership with the Korean Research Institute of Ships and Oceans for the deployment of this technology, actually.
Wow.
So we're working with them to find suitable sites to deploy a prototype power plant right now, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. That's a big project.
We're not talking about small
No, that's what I'm
businesses,
saying.
yeah.
We're talking about big business here.
Just little things.
Yeah.
Very little.
So compare that to say wind turbine at the moment.
Yeah.
What's the advantages, disadvantage of that?
Right. That's a really good question. So let me expand the question a little.
Yeah.
It's like everybody goes like, how does this compare with all the other energy types?
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So if you have solar, it works about 6 hours of the day because of sunlight.
That's right.
Wind is a little bit the same, but it's just slightly different.
Yep.
If you do our technology, ocean thermal energy conversion, it runs 24/7.
Yep.
Because the heat in the ocean is constant day or night.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it means whatever money you spend on building the plant, you make more money.
Okay.
Because
Right.
it's 24/7, it's running.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if I built a 10 megawatt solar farm and a 10 megawatt OTEC plant, as we call it,
Yep.
one runs for 6 hours a day,
Yep.
and you make money for only that 6 hours.
That's right.
Yeah.
The other one runs for 24 hours a day, and you're selling electricity 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Non-stop.
you're making more money by
Yeah.
that fact alone.
Yep.
Okay. Because a lot of people were thinking that by renewable energy by 2030 we're going solar, we're going wind turbine.
Yeah.
Do you think that will be the case? Do you think that it's always good to have a balance between each, like gas, coal? Now you're talking about marine. Is that a good comparison, and is that a good mix?
The energy market here is we're going to do a lot of solar, we're going to do a lot of wind, and then we're going to do a ton of batteries.
Yeah.
And that's going to cost us more than what we would like to admit.
Correct.
So this is why you could hear a lot of places in the world are talking about going nuclear.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like
Because-
nuclear.
Yeah, so we're literally going so a lot of countries are going for the nuclear option
Yeah.
because they don't want to spend the money on the batteries.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's actually cheaper than the batteries.
That's
Yes.
correct.
And we're coming in here saying, we can actually be cheaper than nuclear,
Yep.
Wow.
right? So why not look at us? Because in Australia, we all know the risk of nuclear. We can't.
Yeah.
We have to be careful about
That's
this.
right.
Yeah.
So if we have to go nuclear, we have to go nuclear.
Yeah.
But if there's another option,
An alternative, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why not use it? It's Mother's nature. She's got it there. for
exactly,
you.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And if nothing else, it's worth the consideration,
Yeah.
right? Because we all know where energy prices are.
Yeah.
I have no need to tell anyone what's
Yeah,
happening.
No.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
what-
right.
All you hear is complaints, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So anything we can do to put more energy in the grid means there's more energy and therefore prices start falling.
Yeah.
More affordability.
Exactly. And
Especially if you're running a commercial business with a big warehouse that you have to use so much energy too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So in the industry, we call this base load. If you're running it 24/7, it calls base load power.
Yeah.
And the way you want to think about it is the more baseload power you put in the grid,
Right.
the lower the overall price of electricity falls over time.
Yeah.
So right now, our prices are because we pay very high for peak, and we don't pay a lot for when we don't draw energy.
Yeah.
But if you put a lot of base load, it flattens out the pricing, and therefore it's actually more affordable for everybody in the long run.
Yeah. So
Have you?
this-
Sorry, okay.
Yeah, so you don't need to focus on Australia only. You can focus in Asia.
Absolutely.
Anywhere where you see there's an opportunity.
Have you spoken to Chris Bowen?
No, I have not. Can you do an introduction?
Do you know Chris Bowen?
I know Chris Bowen. Look, I think Chris Bowen, he's not very open to other ideas. And that's the issue. Like, he's quite happy with the battery. He's happy with this and that. But when you talk to him about other opportunity, I don't feel like he's the type that will sit down and want to give you other opportunity.
Chris Bowen, if you're listening to this, David Nguyen just said it. He said it.
On air.
On air.
On air, mate. You need to open up. You need to invite other people to have a chat about this because
We'll bring Brian Lim to you. We're going to sit down and have a very serious conversation about the future of Australia.
But I think a lot of people over here is talking about nuclear, right? And I know in Europe there are some country that's been using nuclear for such a long time.
Absolutely.
And it's working fine and it's effective.
Yep.
And to me, I just think if we can have a balance between nuclear, deep sea energy, solar, why not?
Absolutely.
Why not? Coal, why not? It just gives us opportunity, more flexibility, more competition. More competition is good for the consumers.
Absolutely.
And you said that you're raising funds.
Yeah. Well, we're in the middle of writing out all the paperwork right now.
Yeah.
So I can't give a number or anything.
No, sure.
But I am working hard on showing people what we
Yeah.
have done, what we've accomplished, helping everyone understand the potential.
Yeah.
And we've just been getting so much interest from everybody.
Yeah.
I take someone there, I show them what we've done, and I just need a shovel to pick up all the drawers.
Yeah.
Yes, he had to pick up my jaw because I've seen it in person. I just couldn't grasp it's such a great privilege to actually see you putting this together because it's so innovative and it's something that is Australia needs another alternative, another option.
Definitely, 100%. 100%. Let's take a break. We'll come back. 89.3 FM. We're back with the three quirks and Turk YB Moody. You're going to shake your booty.
Woo!
Brian Lim, I wish we'd be able to get you to do a bit of a dance for us, mate. Shake that booty,
no.
you know what I mean? Because the camera's on you. And, I know everyone thinks science are pretty boring.
You know
But
what?
I don't think Brian's boring.
He's not boring.
No.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
mate.
why I brought him in.
That's what I'm saying. Brian, can you let's shake it a little bit, so
a little shivy.
Yes,
a little
yes,
dancing. But you know what? I think it's his voice that's attractive, that's magnetic, right?
That's
so
right.
just say it's 89.3 FM
It's 89.3 FM.
with three quirks and a Turk.
Three quirks and a tug.
So he's got the radio voice, hasn't he? He's got the radio voice. He's got that love God kind of
Yes,
vibe.
he
Love
does.
God.
I will share. I do have one really fun bar trick.
Yeah.
Is that I can do all the evil laughs from all the villains in the movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll do
really?
it. This is his quirk.
All right.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, Batsy, where have you been all my life? I expect you to die, Mr. Bond. Oh, Sally, where are you, Sally? Okay, I'll stop now.
Oh, that was cool.
Now that is
cool.
talent.
Thank you very much.
That is
Very
talent.
much talent.
That is talent.
You heard it here on 89.3
That's
FM
it.
with three quirks.
Dr. Evil was in the house.
Love it.
It's
You
never-
do voiceovers.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that could be your next hobby, mate.
It's like Pinky in the Brain,
That's
you know?
it. That could be your
Those
next
characters.
project. Voiceover artist. So, look, at the end of the day, deep sea energy sounds like a big international project.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of countries so far talking to you, expressing interest.
Absolutely.
So this is something that we're hoping that one day will happen in Australia. Depends on our politicians.
Look, I will make it happen in Australia.
Yeah.
Like jokes aside, there's something here that's special.
Yeah.
All of us looked at it and it's like, this is bigger than us.
Yeah.
This is not about me, really. This
Yeah.
is an opportunity to make a real difference for a lot of people in a lot of
Yeah.
places. And so all of us have basically said, let's make this happen.
Nice.
there is an opportunity for Australia in all of this. And I am talking with various state governments about this conversation right now. In fairness, I can't say who, but I am. And there are multiple other countries I'm in conversation with. And they have all looked at it and go, here's something special. If nothing else, we need to look at it properly. In all fairness, they have basically said we will look at it properly.
Great.
Because it's worth an investigation.
Correct. That's good.
How long have you been on this journey?
We discovered we could do this about 2 years ago, and we formed the company about a little over a year ago to do this. So we've been at it for 2 years to like reverse engineer, understand all the technology.
Research.
Exactly.
Lovely.
Because the more extraordinary the claim, the more extraordinary the proof is required. And so we realized very quickly, I need to demonstrate extraordinary proof so that people can understand that this is an extraordinary opportunity to do something amazing. And I don't want to be hyperbole. I want it to be real. I want to be able to say, if it does this, here's the proof. No argument, no set. You want to argue the evidence? Great, let's do that. But let's not talk about hyperbole.
Correct. So you probably have a lot of scientists also on the project as well.
A lot of people have worked with us.
So you would have a lot collaboration.
Partners.
That would be a lot.
Because they also, it sounds like the experts believe in your vision. They believe in this project.
100%.
That's huge already as an acknowledgement.
Absolutely. Like one of my co-founders in the project, his name is Leo Cooper. He used to work for General Electric Renewable. So when I first say, I have this crazy idea, can you tell me what you think? He looked at it and he says, it's worth further investigation. And then my life is now over because of that. But now he's on board because he believes that this is a real energy project. And I brought my other partners and collaborators on board, and everybody is amazed that I've gotten this far.
Beautiful. I love that. I'm excited, actually. That's a very big project.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's a big project.
But I think this will definitely go far, and it will go global. That's my vision for you.
Thank you.
So do you have any information about this? Is it a website that we can share with our listeners today about that project?
So we have a simple website. It's www.deepseaenergy.org. So DEEPSEAENERGY.org.
Okay, that's amazing. Can I say thank you so much, Brian, for coming in, sharing with us. I mean, a brain Einstein like you. Do you actually sleep? Do you actually do anything on the weekend?
I promise you I rest. I promise you I do my sleep.
Good.
I promise you I'm normal.
Are you? Look, I just feel you got so many things going on there.
Listen,
time?
Einstein kept his hair. I couldn't. So he has more up there than I do, okay?
Oh dear. Well, thank you so much again, Brian. But we're looking forward to having you coming back in to share and give us an update on your project.
A pleasure,
Thank you so much for joining us, and to our listeners out there, take care. Enjoy the long weekend, Australia Day.
Australia Day.
And we'll catch up with you same time, same place next week. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Take care, everybody.